And local girls are literally lining up for the chance to snare themselves a love tourist.
There's no pretense at these gatherings. Everybody knows what they're there for. They're there to find somebody. They're there to find romance. They're there to hook up. They're there to find a mate.
Because they are not people. They are like animals who are coming to have sex and nothing more.
But the men on these tours, they say they're looking for love.
Yes, they promise to our girls that, yes, I will marry you and I love you, but this is for 2 or 3 days, for a weekend. Ukrainian girl, they want to marry with a foreigner and to leave the country because this is the one chance for them to change a situation.
I think passport bros are a new phenomenon. Oh, you're wrong. And if you think it's only black men that have been traveling over the seas to find love, oh, you're completely wrong. Men have been leaving the Western culture to find true love and traditional women for a while now. We're going to play a video. Rona, what you think about that?
Yeah, wow, it ain't even touching the surface, brother. You know, they've been mail order briding back in the old Wild West. Used to have ladies floating over the waters to come visit an old guy in the West in order to have a wife. So, you know, this is very interesting that somehow in our community, it's frowned upon, but it's actually a tradition of not only America, but the Western Hemisphere to have mail order brides.
That's right. So men are escaping that culture. Just one society, Australia. They're going over to Eastern Europe to find them what they call a traditional wife. Let's find out why.
Some people will go to any lengths to find love, but the blokes you're about to meet have literally travelled to the very ends of the earth. They've had enough of the bolshie Sheilas who hang out at their local pub. They want old-fashioned women with old-fashioned values. And they're prepared to trek to the most remote reaches of Russia and the Ukraine to find them. It's a well-worn path. Every year, thousands of single Aussie men venture to Eastern Europe on special wife-hunting tours. I jumped on board for the ride. The Ukrainian city of Odessa on the banks of the Black Sea was once a powerful port in the Soviet Union's Cold War with the West. But today, these tourists, all Westerners and all men, get the warmest of welcomes.
If you want to find love, we are waiting for you.
Isn't that dramatic? That the guys say that they are finding or wanting to find traditional wives.
Yes.
Other people would have you believe that traditional women don't exist. But not just black men are having this trouble. It seems to be Western culture where men have to travel to find something traditional, finding love. And if you've seen all of them women, those were young, beautiful women.
Yes, they were. And they were of a particular race or color type. And these men are all from Australia. And I noticed a couple others, an Asian guy there and a couple other ones. So if you guys pay attention to the film, you will notice there are other guys there, not just the Australian ones that they're highlighting.
So this has been a phenomenon in other communities. I think black people are just kind of late. Maybe our traveling hasn't been sufficient. We haven't traveled a lot. Or finally, we're getting fed up with a lot of the women wanting to be boss bees.
Or
like
we're just
that.
on CPT time. You know how we are, Fearless. We always running behind and late. Always got to be late to the party.
That's right. These people have found their fountain of youth, their gold at the end of the rainbow, and we're just discovering it. Let's see what they're finding.
Eastern European brides are the Ukraine's most famous export.
Hello, I am Anastasia. I look for the husband. I want husband, I don't know, maybe Europe man, maybe American man.
What about a Ukrainian man?
I don't like Ukrainian men.
The bride business is booming as men from all corners of the globe flock here in search of love.
Probably the most beautiful women you ever seen.
On package tours like this, they're offered a dazzling array of willing brides to choose from.
What shocked me is some would have you believe that men don't want to get married anymore, that men don't want to be husbands. But this shows you here that men will travel everywhere to find that particular wife. So it's not that men don't want to be husbands. It seems like these Western women just aren't offering them, what they want.
You know what I found interesting with that one little clip right there? I recall a rant within our community that the women of those cultures prefer their men first. Man, did I not just hear a Ukrainian woman say, we don't like our men?
Mm-mm.
And I can tell you in Australia, Australian women don't like Australian men. So is there a contradiction in the information that was given out months ago about how each culture prefers their men first? Because I can guarantee you most Filipino women do not want a Filipino man. And I think Thailand's the same way. Not sure about Latin America. I haven't gone down there. But I'm sure in most of the cultures that we've been going to, a lot of them prefer foreigners over their own men. And here's another confirmation right here. So some of that information you guys heard months ago, I don't think was very accurate.
And I think the reason why is when you live in a country with an abundance of beautiful traditional women, those men, it's like a smorgasbord. They have their choice. So those women feel like, I want a man who really just desires me, who wants me, who's going to do that. And those guys are like kids in candy stores where they see it every day. It's just whatever. So it's not nothing special to them. We think it's special because that's the treatment and the looks that we don't get. You didn't see a fat woman anywhere in sight.
No, sure didn't.
Let's find out what else these guys are looking for.
Just amazing. Just look around. Come on. What does she do for work?
I'm looking for a woman that's going to make me stop dead in my tracks and just, it's got a whole wow factor to it.
Owen Williams has come from Western Australia to give Cupid one more chance. And so far, he's not disappointed.
The caliber of the women over here is unreal.
Owen is 45 years old, divorced, and so far unlucky in love.
I had a relationship which didn't go too well for me at the start of the year, and that was just, it preempted me to think further abroad.
Owen works for Rio Tinto in the Pilbara, where dating opportunities are rare. On his 10-day bus tour of the Ukraine, he'll have the chance to meet hundreds of women, and this time, he knows what he wants. What are you looking for?
Essentially, I'm looking for someone that's going to be my wife, mother of my children, the mistress of my life, lover, and the other woman. Just all in one woman, though.
There's a lot of boxes to tick there.
Oh, yes.
There's just beautiful girls and they're just lovely.
30.
Now, one thing I found was, listen to what he said. Things that women have no idea. He's working in some fields where there's dynamite, probably in a place where there's not a lot of women. So he's making a great income, but he just doesn't have the opportunity. You'll never see a woman go to a place where there's no men, where it's just a off-beaten path and, it's just all women. They're going to make sure they're in the best position. But men have to do that for survival, not only for, they do it not only for survival, but just for our infrastructure. That's where men are needed. And so it's never about income. Sometimes it's just about opportunity.
Yeah, talking about playing the numbers game, they said hundreds of women show up to these events. Hundreds of women. I only saw a handful of guys, so it sounds like you run at least 10 or 15 deep on opportunities based on the 100 women that you can file through and have the process of an initial elimination. They've already been vetted. Obviously, the service is going to vet them for you. So there's a lot of little red flags that you could look out for right off the bat based on the vetting of the organization. And then the guy's expectation, to me, sounded really reasonable. He wasn't asking for anything out of the the realm of possibility. Now, he did say something about a drop dead gorgeous woman. Now, be prepared. We ask for something like that. That drop dead gorgeous woman has to also see you as somebody that's appealing to her. You know, just because you have that blue passport or whatever passport you're traveling with doesn't give you the option of possibly getting that drop dead gorgeous woman that you're looking for. She's got to see it in you too.
But it goes to show me that it wasn't about someone, they would say, oh, you're too old, you're overweight, you don't make money. None of these guys fit into that realm. These are guys saying, look, I've just been through the whole Western culture. I've been through that. I'm getting tired of it. And I'm just looking for somebody that I can share my life with. Somebody who is more traditional. I'm tired of the rat race. This is what I'm looking for. And a man who has money and means is willing to pay for that. And to me, it's a return on investment. I don't have time to waste. I got 2 weeks off or 2 weeks time.
Right.
I want to put myself in the best position to meet my future wife.
And you're getting a vacation out of it too.
Exactly. Among beautiful women. Wow. Let's continue.
2-year-old Ryan Gibson from Perth has also hit some blind alleys on the road to true love. He's come to Eastern Europe hoping to turn back the clock a little.
I'm in the Ukraine looking for a girl that's sort of got some old-fashioned values. I just haven't found him in the circles that I've been working around in Australia.
What's wrong with the women at home?
Oh, different things. I've been cheated on, lied to, done different things to. Not just one time, but I mean, a couple of lessons have cost me a lot of money. And that's what I'm sort of looking for, a bit more honesty, integrity.
So it's fair to say you've been burned.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But on tour in the Ukraine, men like Ryan and Owen have the upper hand. The rules of engagement are completely reversed, and suddenly it's the women who are doing the wooing. Why Ukrainian women? Why Russian women?
They're strong, they're unique, they're beautiful, they've got great family values. It's just, it's not just one thing, it's like a whole thing put together.
It's like a kid in a candy shop. It's rare that a man walks into a situation and he will have so much choice.
Larry Savanti.
What do you say? A kid in the candy shop. Rare that a man gets this type of opportunity. All those beautiful women. And when he said what kind of woman he wants, he just said, man, I want a wife. A nice person with a nice personality. And he's not getting that. Even the first guy said that, it left him financially strapped. Dating shouldn't be like that.
Mm-hmm.
The reason a woman can go out and date as much as she wants because she has no skin in the game. She's not spending money on dates. Crazy.
Sounds like somebody I know that used to have $1,000 or $1,200 budget a month just for dating alone. Think about that for a second, though. $1,000 or $1,200 a month. You spending how much? $12,000 plus a year just on dating, with no promise of a reward, and you can decide what that means.
No, with no return on investment. You invested all your money into a girl. You spending $200 you figure $200 a day, a few times a week, and you're getting nothing back. It's hard to get a smile.
Hell, some places $50, $60 just for parking.
Yes. This is why guys are leaving. Why put all my time and effort into something where I get nothing in return? No kind of affection, no kind of love. Man, make me a meal, cook for me sometime. Do something to show your affection to me. If you're just paying all that conversation, I'm going to roll the dice. If I'm going to pay $1,000 a month, why not get me a ticket for 500, fly somewhere else and get all the affection that I want as someone who is traditional? That's what these guys
and maybe
are doing.
come home with some more money in your pocket.
Yeah. And so when they bring these beautiful women back, it's a game changer.
Then you start getting the hate. Women start hating on you. Why you bring her back? What's going on with us? There's plenty of good women in America. Really? Are you sure about that?
And we can't even say America. This is the Western culture. These guys are from Australia, and they still having the same issue of that boss B Western woman mentality that I don't need to do. I want you to be traditional. I want you to pay half, pay all the bills, protect me, but I am going to be modern. I don't
But
do
you know
nothing.
what? I hear a little voice in the back of my head right now. And I'm hearing women listening to this saying, that's because those guys are all beta males. Don't nobody want them. But you spend their money, right? You want them to stay in the United States to take you out on dates, right? But they're all beta males. So they're here for your service. They shouldn't get anything in return, huh?
The sad thing, I heard someone say to a woman, would you rather be the mistress of a king or the wife of a peasant? You know which one they chose, right?
I'd take the peasant all day.
Oh, yeah, because you want something secure. But they would rather be the mistress to a king. That's crazy. But let's see how much to a woman. Would you rather be the mistress of a king or the wife of a peasant? You know which one they chose, right?
I'd take the peasant all day.
Oh, yeah, because you want something secure. But they would rather be the mistress to a king. That's crazy. But let's see how much these peasants are finding great love.
Is a veteran of the local dating scene and is now a tour coordinator himself.
This seems to be the place where beautiful women just spawn naturally.
And local girls are literally lining up for the chance to snare themselves a love tourist.
There's no pretense at these gatherings. Everybody knows what they're there for. They're there to find somebody. They're there to find romance. They're there to hook up. They're there to find a mate.
That is so important. Everyone that goes there knows exactly what the expectation is. How many times the guys go to clubs and they're like, I don't know if somebody's here just to get a woman coming to the club in a thin dress, no purse. Why don't she have a purse? Because she expecting every guy there to buy her drinks. So he don't know if she's just here to buy a drink. I don't know if we're going on this date because you're just hungry and want something to eat, or you want to explore the next greatest restaurant they open, or you're interested in me. At least here, they know what is expected and what they're going there for.
Facts. All facts. I mean, I can't add to that. That's perfectly said.
Go ahead, add to that.
That is perfectly said. You know, the onus is on the woman to prove that she is interested in that man, if she truly is interested. Now, here's the thing. These guys are paying thousands of dollars. It's not cheap. These guys are paying some money to show up. So they're already expecting these women to be vetted. They're already expecting these women to have a pretense of wanting to get married. They know what the game is when they walk in the room. So now is, if you want me, you better show me.
Exactly.
Because now I have the pick of the litter.
Yep. The men are the prize. The men are saying, hey, you know I'm financially stable. You know this. I'm looking for something. And that's just not showing up playing games. Guys have gotten tired of the games. And so they are taking their body, their soul, and their money elsewhere.
It's interesting you said that. There was just a meme, or somebody else did a content on how women are going broke. And ex-workers are going broke. So that means the OnlyFans pages, all these other pages aren't producing as much money. I wonder people got the win to go and get their passport and go somewhere else instead of spending money here with these fantasy online girls and these IG chicks that are just trying to get your clicks and views so they can market themselves to make more money.
Yeah. Or a guy just says, you know what? When he adds it up in his head, he says, I'm going to spend this on drinks, this going out, this there. It's not worth it. I'm going to spend something on myself. I'm going to take care of me. So guys are just forging the sand. They're spending their money on themselves. They're making themselves better.
Right.
And women are missing out.
Interesting.
But let's see what these Australian men, what makes them happy? Because, man, they look happy.
Yeah.
The search usually starts online.
It was something that I actually looked at a long time ago and never really, I thought, oh, it'd be a good idea. And then it just come to the point to turn around saying, well, you know, time to bite the bullet and get out there and do it.
Dating agency websites cater exclusively for this market, listing thousands of Eastern European women wanting to be Western wives.
Where do you find all of these women? There's a big industry here, there's a big cultural movement here where women are actively looking for men, for marriage, for romance from a very early age.
Which means for Owen and his bus full of eligible bachelors, the odds aren't bad. At this one function, they'll be presented with 300 potential brides.
Thank you.
Julia.
Julia from Odessa.
Yeah, Julia from Odessa.
And it looks like Owen has a couple of prospects already.
Maybe she can also write you her email address.
How do I understand what today is all about here?
Oh, today just ladies want to find their soulmate, and I think men came for the same reason.
What sort of a man are you looking for?
Oh, I'm looking for fairy tale.
Guys, I need 3 couples, 3 beautiful couples.
It's not long before Owen takes on the role of Prince Charming.
You love it. You've got to stay out of the sun. That's just sensational. I like it.
And as the afternoon wore on, the ice was well and truly broken. While Owen let his dance moves do the talking, a team of interpreters were on hand to get over any language barriers. But there was little they could do about the very obvious age gaps. It was literally on for young and old. These young women dancing with men old enough to be their fathers, can we genuinely believe that they're interested in them?
One of the questions I ask is, what kind of man are you looking for? And the response is, I'm looking for a man like my daddy.
I can understand them searching for a strong man, but doesn't it look like they end up dancing with dirty old men?
Well, you can put it in a lot of different ways.
I'd really like to.
Well, I think this. Usually a man spends the majority of his life trying to please someone else. The wife, the kids, the family, all of that. And these guys have got to the stage where they said, all right, I've got money. It's time to please me. I'm at that age where I spent all of my 20s and 30s and probably majority of my 40s trying to please somebody else. This is the rest of my life. Yeah, it's about pleasing me. So those women are looking for more established men who are not playing games, who are more serious, you know, and that's why.
Oh God, you said more established men. Oh my God, all I can hear is dirty old men and, you know, women with daddy issues. That's what I heard when you said established men.
But it's the whole. Let's think about this, Ronan. The men just showed up. The women had a choice of where they wanted to go, so they know what type of men are going to be there. So the women are choosing those type of men. It's not like they're saying, oh, I can't, I'm in my country, I can't get me a 20-year-old or a 25-year-old. They're going to this place where the older men are. Those women are seeking those older men. It's not the men saying, oh, I'm a dirty old man and I like that. Those women are
But it's for money, Fearless. They just want the money. They're dating them for the money and the stability. They don't really love those men. They want their green card.
That's what they say. But you know, guys, you get a car because they like it. I'm not comparing the girl to some car, but
so are men our age? I'm 50 something. Am I going through a mid-age crisis? Am I going through a middle-age crisis right now? Am I the guy wanting to run out and get the car and the big house and the trophy wife on my arm? Is that what I'm doing?
Well, let me ask you. If you worked hard and you sacrifice your life, do you deserve that nice car? Do you deserve that nice house? Do you
I worked hard for it. Yes, absolutely.
So those are things that you deserve.
But shouldn't I go and get somebody my age, somebody middle aged who You know, why should I go get somebody young? Shouldn't I go get some older woman my age, maybe 40, 45? Why should I go for the 30 something or even a 20 something year old?
What do they say about women? Men are this and women are emotional. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So a lot of times what happens is when women have been through several relationships, they hold on to that emotion where a guy doesn't. You know, we in out. A woman holds on to that emotion. So by the time they are 45, 50, they have a lot of baggage, a lot of scars, a lot of drama in their background. And it's hard to be with a woman that has all of that animosity, all of those reservations. The guy has already been through that. He's like, man, I don't need any more luggage and baggage in my life. It's time for me to have fun. And if you old, gruntle, and not able to do anything, you're not fun. So let's just say worst case scenario.
I mean, you did
It's
have that old man sitting on that couch. He
Yeah,
looked a
old
little
man.
bored with all those youngsters around. You know what I'm saying? Now, that one guy on the dance floor, he looked like he still had something in him. Now, I don't know how he's going to feel that night. Yeah,
You see, he went all the way down.
He went all the way down to the ground. Now, I don't know later on that evening, he get back to that hotel room, if he ain't running to that hot tub or something, going to sit in a hot, because in Russia, they have all these hot baths and steam rooms, and maybe he's going to go do a treatment later. But yeah, he got down on that dance floor, all white haired or not.
Yeah, but it was worth it to him. He said,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
He was having fun.
Yeah. And so what's the difference? If a guy is spending $1,000 a month on a date and not getting anywhere, what's wrong with this guy doing the same thing? Even if it's not for love, he's enjoying his life.
Well,
He's
technically, the
enjoying-
guy that's going over there is getting away with a better deal because he's going over there. He's already got 3 to several hundred women sitting there, all vetted, all looking to date. He gets 2 weeks of straight up, I'm going there to date and vet for a purpose of marriage. And he's done. It's not like he's spending $1,000 every month and not getting anywhere. He's spending a concentrated, focused amount of money. All the women are there for him. And he might wind up finding one needle in a haystack.
Well, let's see what the guy has to say about this older age daddy issue dating.
I'm in that group, so I'm a little offended.
Find a wife. You know, I'm much older than average, but I try to stay in shape.
Surely there's many fine ladies back in New Jersey that would love to fall in love with you.
Well, that's really not my problem. Most of the women I run into love to fall in love with my paycheck rather than me. I mean,
does age worry you at all? Because there does seem to be some very big age differences here. The girls are very young.
Yeah, it does worry me, but here it doesn't seem to worry them.
Not surprisingly, this sort of tourism has its critics in the Ukraine. And they're not just vocal, they're highly visible.
Yes, we are beautiful, we are sexy, we are wearing erotic clothes and something like that, but I don't want to be a meat for someone.
Inner shiv.
I just want to point out that the people who have a problem with this are not the traditional women that the men are seeking. These are those feminist women. I can just show my breast and chest to everybody. They're mad because men like that's what they're escaping. They're trying to leave the Western culture to leave women like that walk around throwing their breast out and doing all that to everyone.
Yeah, I'm just hearing that person's voice. Man, feminists can screw up a lot of things, man. And at the end of the day, they're taking advantage of a society that was established by men, consistently run by men. And if we all fell off the face of the earth, they could not run the countries that they live in being that way. They always fall back on the reliance of men.
And I don't understand if no one is enslaving those girls to go to the party. This is free will at its best. Yeah. This is free choice. This is giving you every option there is. These women have all the option. They have all the freedom. So why are you upset? Seems like she's a free sex person. She goes to an interview with a stranger with, well, you'll see. You'll see.
Chenko and her group Femin fight for Ukrainian women's rights by protesting nude. And, as I was to discover, giving extremely revealing interviews.
What do you think of these men that come on these tours?
I hate this man because they are not people. They are like animals who are coming to have sex and nothing more.
But the men on these tours, they say they're looking for love.
Yes, they promise to our girls that yes, I will marry you and I love you, but this is for 2 or 3 days, for a weekend. Ukrainian girl, they want to marry with a foreigner and to leave the country because this is the one chance for them to change a situation.
But Ryan Gibson says his intentions are nothing but honourable.
Are you searching for a wife?
Yeah.
So one of these girls you will marry?
Definitely, there's going to be a life commitment here.
Hi, I'm Ryan. How are you?
With Anna, with Ryan.
Anna.
He's chosen one of the more discreet package tours, which arranges 20 one-on-one dates with women he nominated online.
Would you be scared of going to Australia?
I think it's not scary, but I need to be sure in my partner.
Yeah.
It's a bit like speed dating, with cultural complications thrown in.
You know a little bit of English, don't you?
Mum tonight, and Dad's at work.
But one lady is so keen, she's involved.
Before we go there, I hate to hear this where people say, well, y'all don't even speak the same language. Do you know how many men have traveled to other countries since the beginning of time that couldn't speak the language? How do you think that people in Mexico, Colombia, and all of them speak Spanish? They're not from Spain.
Nope.
Someone traveled over there, and usually what would happen is it was all men on those ships. All men on those ships, they got with some women and they couldn't communicate correctly. So as they say, there's a language of love that precedes words. So men have always done that. And the majority, what people don't understand is the majority of your communication is nonverbal. Nonverbal. So you don't need to communicate with words all the time. You can fall in love. They say love at first sight. They didn't say love at first sound, love at first words. It was love at first sight.
That's facts. I mean, this guy that they're highlighting right now, I mean, he paid for the upgraded package. You got 21 v1 dates, all pre-picked by you online well before you showed up. So these women know who you are. They've gotten time to tear through your profile, get to know you intimately. God only knows if you guys are texting back and forth online before you show up. He's pre-vetting those 20 women. So he gets to go on 21 v1 dates. That's awesome. I don't know how much extra he paid for that, but that's awesome.
But it would be worth it. You eliminate the competition. You know exactly. He said he's on a mission. He's on a mission. He wants to be married. He's looking for a wife. He even set up his
Sounds like he's
one-on-one.
serious at that point. You know what I'm saying? If he's got that kind of a commitment where he's getting 20 one-on-one dates in the time frame that he's going to be in town, that's a commitment.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, there's going to be some men, which seems kind of stupid to pay all that money for a tour where you're not really serious, because you can do that outside. But in anything, there's always going to be men that aren't serious. There's always going to be women that aren't serious. But I look for the opportunity and what is going to be the prominent part of it. And it seems that the majority of the people are looking for the same thing. Let's see how his story turns out. He's going over the house with some roses.
Invited Ryan home to meet Mum, and we're all welcome.
Hi.
Добрый день.
How are you?
Очень приятно.
Татьяна.
Irina is clearly smitten, and despite a power blackout, her mum, Tatiana, is doing her best to set the mood. After the serenading comes the family photo album.
Делают альбомы
Very
для
proud of your
школ.
daughter.
Для школ.
Вы очень гордитесь вашей дочкой.
Но нет,
This is your
знаете,
date.
как
Can you come in and please find out about Irina? I'll substitute. You come in. You hold the album. Yeah, let me help you out.
And finally, we sit down to a meal where Ryan wants for nothing.
She said he sat down at a meal where Ryan wants for nothing. Now, here the woman said, I can't make you a plate. This woman not only made dinner for him in the dark because the power went out. She is feeding him, feeding this man.
That sounds like the Ethiopians do, huh?
Yes.
Somebody said that, Ethiopians feed their mates and
You show affection like that. And you don't have a mom saying, you don't need that man, you don't deserve it. The mom is over there, look, I got you. I'm going to serenade. Mom playing piano, serenade, bringing it in. We don't get that kind of connection in the Western culture where the whole family is wanting you to be a part. Where the mom is saying, hey, you want this man? I've raised you to be a what? A wife. I didn't raise you to be a street hooker, nothing like that. I raised you to be a wife. And this is how a wife acts. She takes care of her man. She feeds her man. She makes sure he's good. And one other thing you've seen on that you don't see on a lot of Western women, a smile. That woman had a smile. She was happy.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have that pucker, poked out face looking evil and I don't want to be bothered.
Nope. I didn't see a cell phone, a picture trying to be took. None of that. No preoccupation, pie nature with technology. It was all about him.
All about him. He was the focus of everything. This is why those men go. This is the tradition that they're looking for. He did just a small amount to show this man how much he's appreciated. Let's see how smitten Ryan is, because Ryan might have found him one.
I don't know. Yeah.
Shoot.
She's definitely putting her.
Go ahead, brother.
I was about to say she's definitely putting in the highest bid for his attention so far of the people that he's gone out with.
And you can see in the next scene, look like she's trying to get that brother drunk so she can take full advantage.
Okay.
All right, Ryan, let's see what you got, what you're working with, brother.
How's this? Mum's laid on the big spread for you. Irina's now feeding you. Feeling a bit happy, Ryan?
I'm a bit overwhelmed, yeah. It's great.
Это перец.
Ryan speaks no Russian and Irina no English. But down behind the veggie patch, they're finding no need for our translator, Luda.
Is this the language of love that we're seeing, perhaps?
Yes, possibly, yes. Language love.
It's nice to see.
Yes, me too.
You're out of a job, though.
Possibly.
She's gorgeous. I would actually call her a small pack of dynamite. She's got a lot of fire in her. Very strong lady. She come from a military background, which you wouldn't pick for how she looks like and how she is in personality. So, but strong lady.
Perhaps the seeds of a blossoming romance have been sown. But for now, Ryan must return home to Perth and will stay in touch online.
Everybody in Australia will think that I'm your girlfriend.
As for Owen and his Irina, they've decided to stay friends and leave it at that.
We will see each other later.
Both men will come back, now more convinced than ever that this is where they'll find their soulmate.
So if you find the right woman here, you're prepared to get down on one knee and ask her to marry you?
I definitely am. Everyone wants to share their life with someone. They want to be happy, looked after, made to feel special. I'm like everyone in that respect. That's what I want in my life, and that's what I want to do for someone as well.
So what's your conclusion? What do you think? You
Hey,
think that man happy, Ronan? You think he happy?
I think they're all happy in their way, and I think they felt like they've invested money well spent with traveling there, and I'm sure whatever they're looking for, that's the kind of commitment you need to have to go find it, and not like what they call an incel, sitting in your basement of your mom's house and just wish the world would end and not try. At least they're trying in some way.
I got a question. Why is it that if I didn't have a job and I hired a headhunter to go out and find jobs for me, that's looked all right. That's looked as bad. They're good, you know. Hey, you got a headhunter, they're going out, they're vetting the jobs that, you know, you say your criteria, they're doing that great. But if I say I want to find a wife and a life partner and I can have someone go out and vet that for me, that's bad. That doesn't seem like it. It seems like the life partner is more important than a job. So you're like, hey, I want the best opportunity and put in the best place that I can. That seems like a smarter decision than just going out there winging it at some bar. You don't know nothing about women. You have no idea what she's about. This, I think, somebody put on the bar owner last time was being nice to some women, had them in the bar, bought them drinks, even gave them an Uber ride home. Then he woke up. 12 hours later, gold chain taken, stuff all in his house taken, and he's in the hospital.
It's crazy work. Can't hear you, brother. Unmute your mic.
Sorry about that. I was talking. I want to go over some of these comments, and if anybody has any more to bring up. I think one thing that Jay said was 90% of the communication is nonverbal. I don't think people understand that. Usually when you talk to somebody, even if you don't know the language, you can communicate with them, you know.
Right.
Food, you know, you thirsty. You know what that means. Everybody got that language. We know what that language means. It's universal. So it's all there. You don't have to communicate, you know, and a lot of communication is nonverbal. So that's how it's easy to go somewhere. Everybody has this big thing. Oh, we can't communicate. You're not able to talk to them. That comes with time. You know, if you're interested in someone, you're going to get a chance to talk to them and learn the language. And, you know, in a relationship, how much do you just not speak? Meaning you just do. You take care of. Nobody says, hey, I need to cook you this and I'm going over there and no. I'm just cooking a meal. I'm taking care of this. What you think?
I agree with you. A lot of things should be understood that this is just the program we're on. You know, if you have good communications up front, you should already know what your roles are, your gender roles within the relationship and what's expected. You shouldn't have to talk a lot. You could just, you know, nod your head or do the, you know, how brothers see each other from across the room and do the little heads up thing. And it's already understood what that means. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in a relationship, if you can do that non-communicative thing across the room with a brother you don't even know, you and your wife should be on a whole nother level. You and your girl should be on a whole nother level when it comes to nonverbal communication. But it also, hey, you know that look too when she gets horny. You know what's going down at that look. And it could be during an event or something like that. She give you that look across the room like, yo, when we get home, it's on.
It's on. I'm going to see if I can send something to myself about why I think it's important for these guys to be able to go there. I'm going to do that behind the scenes if I can do it.
Well, by the way, I went ahead and I did say that we're going to do a couple minutes. If you guys feel like it, you guys can hit the link. I put the link in the chat. We're only going to be on for a couple minutes. This is our lunchtime special. We try to keep it short and sweet. But if you guys have some input, some stories that came to mind on different relationships that you might have developed overseas, feel free to go ahead and hit that link.
Or what also, what do you guys think about, you know, guys going over there, spending money, going on these love tours? And the reason I say, you know, the love tours may be better is because I want you guys to listen, if I can bring this up, give me 1 second, to Tinder dates, man. I mean, people say, oh, you can get this on Tinder in the United States. It's very rare that the guys out there, I think this guy said you had to swipe 400 times or something just to get to a coffee date or something crazy like
Damn.
that.
That's some serious numbers, man. I'm in sales, so I understand the numbers game, but goddamn, 400 swipes?
I'm going to put this in the back chat and see, because I'm on my other laptop, if you might be able to play this. It's an Instagram post. But I think that's what guys have gotten tired of, you know, all the effort that's put in and none of the return that they get back. It's crazy. It is crazy. So I think it's, you know, if you have the money, yeah, go ahead and share that if you're able to.
No, keep talking. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. You know, especially someone who does not have the time. Get in, get out. Somebody vet it for you. You're able to find it, and everybody say, "All these people are they're looking for money." Well, these dudes is looking for looks. I mean, it's. Of course, a woman is saying, I'm not going all the way to another country with you to spend my time in a trailer park. It has to be probably more than that. They are looking for a better life, and you're looking for a traditional woman. So it seems to be fair. Yeah, let's hear this dude.
Let's see if you can hear it first.
As a lonely,
Can you hear
young,
it?
broke male.
Yes.
Dogs are happiest when they're lying on top of you. The worst thing you can do to a dog is leave it alone all day. And what we're doing to young people is they are leaving others and themselves alone all day. We're separating from each other. We're becoming less social. And there's a group of men who aren't received well at school, don't find a source of pride. Auto shop, metal shop, wood shop's gone away. They go online to date. The majority of them get rejected. If your average attractiveness in online dating, you have to swipe right 200 times to get a single coffee.
Wow.
If you set up 5 coffees, you'll get 1 will actually show up. 4 of the 5 will ghost you and decide later on they don't actually want to meet up. So a young man of average attractiveness in online dating has to swipe right 1,000 times. So he gets validation for 1 coffee. He gets validation that he has no worth to the other sex. He loses confidence. He starts engaging with people because he has less opportunities for random encounters where he has to develop those skills. And slowly but surely he sequesters from society. And at some point, he just is not really savable. He just never develops those skills around friendship or romantic relationships. In the United States, 1 in 7 men doesn't have a single friend. 1 in 4 can't name a best friend. In addition, marriage has become now a luxury item. Yeah. If you're in the upper quartile of income earning households, there's a 3 in 4 chance you're going to get married. The most dangerous person in the world, we're producing millions of them, and that is a lonely, young, broke male. Dogs are happiest when they're lying on top of you. The worst thing to do to a dog is leave it alone.
That's it right there. Imagine that. There's somebody, you know, in the space, all these guys, they're just giving up. They're not trying. They're not doing this. What do you say? The average man has no one. I told him when I said, hey, I'm in the top echelon. I don't have a problem. I've been there. But it's the other people who do not have a way. They don't have a place to go. They swipe, what do you say, man? 1,000 swipes to get a cup of coffee. 4 of the 5 women you try to go out with going to ghost you.
Yo, who timed out at your wife's house all day? Don't do that.
What's that?
Somebody timed out at your wife's house all day. I don't know what that was about.
I hope not. They bring him back up. I don't think it was me.
Don't time him out.
Yeah,
that's my brother.
See if I can make sure it ain't in my chat. Probably in your chat.
Oh.
Go in your chat. Make sure it is.
Yeah, whoever my mom was, don't time him out.
Oh, no, he there. He got it.
Yeah.
At your wife's house all day. He back. Yeah, so that's just crazy, man. Like you said, what is this? 1,000 swipes just to get disqualified 1,000 times. What does that do to your pride?
Exactly.
How do you feel like that?
This guy just outlined the development of an incel, basically, in America. He just outlined why there's a whole classification of men called incels. That right there.
Yeah. So if you're at a point where you're like, man, I worked hard, I have a little money. I want to go where I can find someone. You got 300 dates set up for you. That swiping right don't mean anything. You got 300 in person, face to face, someone who is interested in getting to know you. That's an opportunity. Let's see, out of that 1,000 times, that would take that guy 300,000 swipes to get to that point.
That's
Imagine
insanity. Yeah, that's insanity. What a waste.
So, you know,
and then when they show up to the date or whatever, there's no guarantee the chick's gonna really like you in real life. She
Correct.
just could have been playing with you online.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of these people think that's a coffee date. And you know, and that's a simple date. Well, Starbucks charges about $8 a cup of coffee. But most of these people think a coffee date, that's just too cheap. We don't want to get to know each other. I need to go 5 stars. And to that desperate person, and we know who out there is desperate, who is beyond the coffee date, that woman will suggest any restaurant. And that's why your bill becomes $1,000 a month. You are paying $1,000 a month for dinner just for conversation. Now,
No, that instance I brought up with the 1,000. This brother had a $1,200 budget per month to just go on dates,
and got
whether
nothing in
exclusive or random. I'm like, that's insanity.
Yeah.
$1,200 a month.
The only
that's a goddamn
difference-
car note and then some. That's rent
yeah.
in some places.
Might as well, exactly.
Definitely overseas is rent and everything else covered for that $1,200.
Correct. The only difference between that coffee date and that other guy is just money. They both in sales the same way. They're both getting the same experience. They're getting the same feedback. It's just one has more money to spend. And as they say, a fool and his money will soon be separated. So it's, you know, and this is worse now. Pop the Balloon is a dating app in real life 4K. But see, half the problem is half the women on that Pop the Balloon are women who are just looking for fame for their social media. They not going there. They're trying to get
those aren't chicks that you really want to date. Yeah, those aren't chicks you really want to date. Those chicks are 304 straight up. There ain't that many wholesome girls on Pop the Balloon because first of all, what wholesome girl is going to go on a national show like that or online or not and put themselves out there for them to be known that they're desperate for a freaking date?
Exactly. So those women aren't even interested. And don't say, oh, it's about money. We had on one of our reviews that we did where the woman said, he just said he was a doctor. I mean, what kind of ambition do you have? I need somebody.
I remember that. Yes.
The guy's a doctor. He done spent 12 years becoming this, and he just wasn't enough. He needed to have another job. He needs to do this. So your mind is blown as to what these people actually want. So dating overseas, going for the best thing that you can, setting up local tourism, you know exactly what they want. As I said in the title of this, maybe Love Tourism is the best dating app that's been invented.
Yeah. And like one guy that had the separate 20 dates, he had time to vet all the women that were available to him. He picked his list, and out of that list, I'm sure he whittled it down right before his trip to say, these are the top 20 girls I want to go on personal dates with. You know, so I mean, he kind of set himself up for success, being that he was really serious about wanting to find that one, you know.
And just put it in law of averages. On this hand, the American guy spent $1,200 to go on a date with a girl to get nothing. This guy says, I spent $1,200 and I'm going on 300 dates with people who are interested in me, not married. You know, they single, they not married. Right. Most of them look young, no children, and people who want to have a life with me. I think I'm gonna put my money in the side where I'm getting the 300 dates.
Right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dating is fun, but I mean, if you're not getting a rate of return, we talk about ROI all the time, but it's not just a business. It's true. You know, we already know the mentality of women here. They'll put you in a Rolodex of dudes for a good time. Call this guy. For somebody that has mechanical skills, can possibly fix my car when something's broke, put him in this category. For a good date without any expectations, put that guy over in that category.
Yep.
Check any girl's phone you know. Ask your sisters. Ask them, do they have guys categorized on your phones if you got sisters? I guarantee you they'll show you. I ain't lying.
Mm-hmm. Friend zone. I've asked a few people that I know. I said, if this happened to you and you dated someone for this long and there's nothing to transpire, what is it? It's like, oh, he was friend zone a long time ago and doesn't know it. As they say, you know, they say dead man walking. He
don't even know he's dead and walking. He think he got a chance. But again, those guys are sitting there playing the simp game too. You got guys that are playing the simp game. They know they don't have a chance, but they still going to hang around. They still going to contribute to this chick's life, and they're going to wait for that momentary option of weakness. And she breaks up with her boyfriend, or she's a little drunk or a little lonely, and you come up on the phone list. You waiting for that roulette wheel to hit your fucking number. Some of you guys are out there simping right now, waiting on one chick that you know you in her phone, waiting to get that fucking phone call.
Yeah. And you say, yeah, it's crazy that they have a list. I tell you what, with that same girl, why don't you say to them, hey, I've been thinking about this restaurant. Why don't you take me out to that? You know, let's go out. Take me out. I want to see it.
Right.
See how they jump at that. They're not going to jump at that.
Yeah.
Be like,
that question comes up like, huh? What you mean? Yeah. I mean, I've taken you out plenty of times. Let's go out on you.
Yep.
By the way, once again, we do have a link in the chat. If you guys want to come up, have a little quick conversation. We opened up the chat for a little while. This is a lunchtime special. We ain't going to be here all day, but if something comes to mind, y'all want to share a story or whatever, come on up. Go ahead, Fearless.
I was saying we got Unincorporated Life in the building. As you know, formerly known as Black Man Travels. He is transformed, change, come about.
Oh, don't use that word transform, man. That you know what I'm saying?
Well, see, you know, we from old school, man. Transforming just means I changed. I've done something better, bigger, and now has a bigger outlook on life. He's doing more than just travel. He's doing it all. So Unincorporated Life. Please check his channel out, guys. Dating apps still effective in 2000? Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think they are. Yeah,
dating apps to me are like Charlotte's Web. They're just built in order to trap you. They're you setting yourself up. You giving that person way too much information right off the bat, depending on what that dating app's asking for. You're giving them, you're divulging information that really a conversation should be had over. You know,
and what I found is most of the people on the dating apps, they are texting through the dating app. You don't even have a live conversation with the people until you meet them somewhere you decided on. So how can you spend $200, $300 on a date for someone you haven't even had a verbal conversation with? Or maybe you had a verbal conversation with you've never met face to face. And as we know, these filters on these pictures, man.
The chat's going crazy over a woman suggesting he goes, at your White Hall Day says when elephants can fly.
You're right about that. We're going to bring Carlos up. And guys, we won't be on too long. We just want to make sure that you got a lunch special, a nooner, something in and out. Quick,
hey, watch that nooner now. Pause. You know, you don't want to say that too much now. You know, some people have a different inflection when you say nooners and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, man, back in my day, it meant something entirely different.
Absolutely.
Carlos, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing awesome.
And how you feel about the love tourism?
Oh, yeah.
You blinking out, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know your connection is kind of
the great thing that's already been happening.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it has been
okay.
happening. That's what we were actually going to name it. We said we're going to say that passport bros, if you're saying brothers, are way behind because people in the other community of the lighter persuasion, they have been doing this for years.
Mail order bride since old West days.
Right. Yeah. Instead of going on what the women are saying, calling it sex tourism, we call it love tourism, right? That's what you're saying?
Well,
right. Okay.
Old school mail order brides back in the day.
Yeah. Well, passport bro used to be a positive thing until the women got a hold of it and then smeared the name, and then you had those clowns started calling themselves passport bros too. So that would create the problem. But you know, as far as the dating apps, you know, they can't hide the fact that dating apps work a million times better overseas. No one can hide that. They can't say, well, you're gonna have the same problems over there that you do in America. How's that even possible? You're not swiping 1,000 times to get a date. No, you may be swiping maybe once or twice to get a date, and that's it. Ain't gonna be no 1,000 times. You get a lot more matches. In America, you get like maybe one match a year if you're lucky, or two matches every 3 years or something like that. So, but overseas it's the extreme opposite. I can imagine a normal looking brother not getting at least 30 matches when he gets down there. I'm talking about normal looking brother. Now,
Yeah, normal. And Carlos,
Right.
I want to tell you what the difference is. And I think Austin Hollerman stated this. And I've seen this difference in the United States. So you're in the United States, you meet someone, you meet them on a dating app, you talk to them. It may be 3, 4, 5 weeks before y'all ever meet because it's just random. Oh, you know, how you doing today? I meet this, and it becomes so random you don't get a chance. When you're overseas, it can be immediate. I message you in the morning, what you doing this afternoon, and we going somewhere in the evening. So you know that day whether it's on. Here, you might be spending all your time, all your energy talking to someone who doesn't even have your interest because they swipe on everybody else.
Let me push back. Hold up. Let me push back on that. I blame you men for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a man, when you're overseas, you're on that Tinder app with a purpose. You know you only got a fucking week. Whatever chick you trying to get, you trying to attack that chick, so you're gonna push her immediately. I need to see you tonight. Why aren't you doing that in the United States? Why are you letting her prolong that shit? You should be automatically, if you connecting with somebody online here in the States that's in your same city, you automatically be saying, hey, what are you doing later on today? It shouldn't be 4 weeks down the fucking road. It should be, what are you doing later on today or by Saturday or Friday night? Traditionally, hey, most people are off on the weekend. What are you doing Friday night? What are you doing Saturday night? If she pushes you off for longer than a fucking week or so, you need to drop her ass because she's preoccupied with probably about 10 other dudes on her list. She ain't got time for you right now.
Yeah, and some of these women have this attitude like, oh, if he wants to go out right away, that means he's desperate or something. They got this paranoia about a guy being desperate. And that's another thing about American dating you got to worry about. Well, at least the young men got to worry about it, you know. So I'm going to be doing a live stream on the 1st of November, and I got this Kenyan woman who's a sort of a major content creator, and she has a lot to say about this. And she wants to talk about slave queens in Kenya compared to the ladies in Kenya. So I'm going to do that interview on the 1st of November. So I have to do it in the morning because that's the best time for her, because her time is going to be 6 p.m. So it's the best time for me to do the interview. So it's going to be early, like you know. So I'm just letting you guys know. Yeah.
Hey, make sure you put that link into the chat. We'd love to hear that and come up on that.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't mind cross promotion. That's the thing that we're trying to get everybody to understand. If you guys can cross promote and understand time slots like radios, we can push content from one person to another that we're all in like-mindedness. This is the thing we're trying to make people understand. You can control your narrative and you can push people towards a direction and keep people out of those other random rooms if you guys know how to work together.
Right. Yeah. I'm starting to work around other people's time schedule so I can get the best guests possible. So this is going to be the biggest guest I've had on my show. So,
but guys,
all right.
You are right about that, Ronan, and we are becoming betas in that sense. That we are prolonging it. We're letting the women, and I've never heard, we got to get to know each other. We got to, I got to know you. Look, we meeting somewhere in public. What do you mean we got to get to know? How much more can you know about me on text? I can tell you anything I want on text. I can send you a fake picture. I can do that. So why don't we move off of this text? Because I've met people way back in my day, and I'm like, man, this is great, man. We having a great conversation, and I meet them, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell?
He was catfish.
No, she just not comfortable in person. She just clammed up. And maybe she did have that best makeup on or whatever for the picture. Yeah, chemistry's not, it's off. Conversations can be great on the phone, but reality is reality. When you're in front of that person, you're going to get the strongest essence of who they are and whether you guys really do get along or she's being cordial just because she's entertaining you on the phone because she got nothing else to do. She's bored that day.
And you spend all that time. And what I try to tell guys, man, the most valuable thing that you as a man have is your time. And you spend all that time wasting on somebody that as soon as you meet them, you're like, man. Now, I give it to the people of the lighter persuasion. Because I've seen some things online where a guy, he met up with a girl, he met her in the parking lot and said they were going out on a date. And he said, I'm sorry, this just ain't gonna work. They never got to dinner. They never got anywhere. He's just like, this just not going to work, and left. And I said, what we'll do is we still try to go and start to hit it. We try to do something else. He eliminated it. She said, was that wrong?
No.
I mean, some guys are trying to make the best out of it. Well, I already gotten dressed up and I'm already here, so I might as well make something out of it. Some guys are like that. So I don't know.
That's interesting. I'm gonna start my next poll with that question right there. Last poll I had was, are you currently traveling for fun or for relationships? And I gave 3 options. The 3 options was fun, relationships, and business. And out of the people that answered, 55% said fun, 33% said relationships, and 11% said business.
I'm part of that 11%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course, if you're married, of course, you're going to be traveling for business more
Right.
so than the other things. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, of course. All right. Now, I just put the link in the chat to that live stream they're going to have on the 1st. All right. So,
Would you put it in the back chat?
I put it in the regular chat. Yeah.
I don't see it. You might not be able to put it in a regular chat. Put it in the back chat, and that way we can drop it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the private chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Put it there. All right. So I just put it in the private chat. All right. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. I love your content. And somebody had said something good about Austin Hallman, but at first they didn't have anything good to say about him. So I'm thinking that he had a good mentor. Were you that mentor?
Yeah, you got. Yeah, don't start that rumor again.
All right. Okay. All right. You take care, guys. I'm out.
All right, now.
But I think at your wife's house, you are right with the Peruvian woman. What it just shows is men are craving that type of femininity. You know, and it was nothing that the girl was not overly attractive. She was not wearing any type of revealing, sexy clothes, anything like that. Like I'm showing my ass, I'm showing my breast. You know what she showed that everybody loved? She showed a smile. Yep,
and
class and a smile. That's all. And men felt that woman would be like, that's the type of woman I would want. Even on the lead attorney when I was on there, he said, man, dude died over that. Just because she was friendly and accepting. And we don't get that here, where a woman just says, I'm happy, I'm smiling. I'm not giving you any animosity. I'm not fighting with you. I'm not being this boss bitch. It's not, I have this masculine energy. And the women will understand that a man from Australia is not, so we can't just say, because I know all y'all like, all these black men, y'all black men, y'all no. It is the Western culture. Men are traveling from Australia to Eastern European women to find it. Men are traveling from the United States and Europe to go to those places to find it. We're going to Africa. Why are we doing that? For that traditional type woman, that friendly woman. And when you understand as a woman, that is your superpower, you have any man in the world.
Bro, let me say something real quick. Remember grandmama wearing that damn house dress all day? That moo-moo? Grandma put out some kids. Grandma had 10, 11 kids and some of these old families. Now, if you didn't have that feminine frame, how you think grandma is over there getting plugged every night having kids? I know you don't want to think of your grandmothers like that, but there's something to say about femininity and doing the things around the house you're supposed to do. Your man's going to give you the attention you need. That moo-moo did some work. That moo-moo got them house bills paid. That moo-moo got a whole bunch of shit for grandmama. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I know y'all women don't like to talk about this, but I did not see a 300-pound woman over there. I seen all thin, beautiful legs, symmetry, all of that. All of that was it. Matter of fact, I didn't see eyelashes up to their head. I didn't see them. I didn't see a BBL in sight.
Not the eyelashes on the forehead.
What do you women think? This is what men are traveling for. Why do you think those long eyelashes, BBLs, all those things are getting men when the guy just said, I'm paid thousands of dollars for women who are not like that?
Right.
Goodness gracious. Well, fellas, we ain't gonna hold you up. I know we about an hour and 8 minutes over, or not over, I'm sorry. We try to get this in about 45 minutes to an hour. So stay tuned to our lunchtime. I don't think Ronan wants to call it nooners, maybe a hit and run.
Lunchtime specials, man. Blue plate special. Like you used to go in the diner. You already knew what the hell you're going to order. You go in, you get it, and get it out.
Yep.
You know?
So if y'all like this, we like the mailman. We just dropping it off, coming in.
God damn it. Don't use the mailman thing, man, because you already know, man. Come on. The mailman used to, you know how many mailmen babies have been born?
No, coming out with a package.
Milkman, mailman, all those references, bro, a little shaky, bro. My day, at least. I don't know about y'all.
we can't do that. We'll find out a name. But if you guys stay tuned for this hour, please make sure that you hit the
Yeah.
like button.
Drop
Put
a comment and
in
say,
there.
what should we call this show? I say lunchtime special, blue plate special, something like that. Not reference. Y'all drop a comment. We open. We haven't yet locked it in yet. So y'all drop a comment in either one of our chats or our comment section. Give us some names.
Yep. Until next time, fellas, we're going to try to do this at least once a week, maybe twice a week. We're going to bring in also my man. He has a little bit of time to help us out. Unincorporated Life. He's going to join us. Until next time, stay fearless, stay Ronin, stay out of trouble.
That's a fact.
All right, fellas.
See ya.
My